Hi, welcome to Backyard Growing SA, and in today's video I'll be showing you 28 vegetables and herbs you can grow in October. Let's get to it. Beans you can grow is lazy housewife beans, rudder beans, green beans, bush beans. So the beans is gonna take 7 to 14 days to germinate. They'll be ready to harvest in 70 days. With beetroot, you want to soak the seeds overnight for 24 hours and then they will germinate in 10 to 14 days and will be ready to harvest in 40 to 60 days. So the middle one here is going to seed. You can always see when they go to seed, when their leaves get smaller here on top. They just continuously growing like that and then they will go to seed. Carrots is going to take 9 to 21 days to germinate and be ready to harvest in 12 to 16 weeks. And I do have a video out how to germinate them. I'll link it on top or in the description down below. In the next few days I'll be thinning them out as well and see how they grow in there. So I'll just take the smallest ones out. The one was growing alone is getting nice and big over here. And this one's here. So I'm gonna have to thin some of them out. So corn is gonna take 7 to 10 days to germinate. It'll be ready to harvest in 90 to 121 days. This over here is the bloody butcher one was growing here. And then I have sweet corn. So if you have two types of corn, try not growing them at the same time because they will crossbreed and then you will not get the corn that you planted originally. Also with corn you want to directly sow them. However, I did not directly sow them. I planted them in shells because this is all going to my cousin, so that's fine. You can plant them in pots. You can plant them in trays and that, but it's best you do plant them in ground. Spring onion is going to take 10 to 12 days to germinate. It'll be ready to harvest in 90 to 100 days. But with spring onions, if you wanted to regrow, once it's a nice size, you just cut off what you need and you leave the bottom part and they'll regrow again. So strawberries can take 14 to 56 days to germinate and will be ready to harvest in 28 to 30 days after the full bloom. So this is what it's gonna first look like, obviously. So it's first gonna be a flower and then it will turn, the flower will die. And then obviously the fruit will start coming. And then you will have strawberries. So I suggest you buy one strawberry plant then germinating because that does take long and it's not always a successful germination. So you buy one and then in winter they'll start sending out runners and then you'll have more. So I'm going to show you now the rest of my strawberries. So these two are the original mother plants. They now giving me strawberries as well. So let me just show you all their children. Okay, so here's a hang bag and this is all their children. And this one over here is starting to give berries as well. Eggplant, brinjal. So the eggplant, brinjal, whatever you. So the brinjal is gonna take 10 to 14 days to germinate. It'll be ready to harvest in 80 to 90 days. So that's it. Kale is going to take 6 to 12 days to germinate and it'll be ready to harvest in 55 to 75 days. But once it's like this, you can just pull off the sides, leave the middle and they'll continuously growing. Celery is going to take 14 to 21 days to germinate and will be ready to harvest in 85 to 100 days. But also you can just cut off each stem if you want to, the same with kale and that. So you can just take off and leave the middle, let it just continuously regrowing. Or if you want the whole thing, just pull the whole thing out and there you go. Thyme. So thyme's can take 14 to 21 days to germinate, and when you want to harvest, even if it's this young, you can harvest it so it will help also improve it growing more. But personally, I buy plugs or cuttings because I cannot grow them from seed. I've been trying for years and I had no success. So I suggest it's better getting a cutting from someone or plugs. So basil's gonna take 10 to 14 days to germinate. It'll be ready to harvest in 30 to 40 days. So that's when the tree's about like 10 centimeters and you can start taking off. Sweet rocket. So it's gonna take 14 days to germinate and they'll be ready to harvest in about a month. So I like it this size. This is nice and small, so you can just cut it, throw it on your pizza because it go liquid pizzas. So when you plant your seeds of your sweet rocket, just sprinkle it on top of the soil, don't bury it down. Chamomile, so it's going to take 14 days to germinate. What you want to do this with this is just sprinkle the seeds on top of the soil and water it, and then you can maybe close with a plastic or something just to keep it moist inside, and they'll be ready to harvest once the flowers come out on, and then you can harvest all the flower buds. So with rosemary, you want to get someone that has a rosemary tree so that you can get cuttings from it, because it's the most easiest way to get a rosemary is from a rosemary bush. About a month and a half, it will start giving roots, and then you plant it, and then there we go, you got your own rosemary tree. So this is the normal one, and this is the wild rosemary. So it's just going to take 7 to 14 days to germinate. It'll be ready to harvest in 70 to 80 days. However, whenever you see leaves like this, you can just pull it and then enjoy it. And how to know they go into seed is when they start growing like this. They're not going bushy but straight up, and the leaves are getting all thin on top. So most of this is going to go now to seed. So I'm going to have to harvest all of this. Baby spinach, so it's going to take 5 days to a month to germinate. It'll be ready to harvest in 30 to 50 days. And see, this one I can already harvest from. Ginger's going to take 6 to 8 weeks to germinate, and it'll be ready to harvest in 8 to 10 months. Turmeric is going to take 6 to 10 months to germinate and be ready to harvest in 9 to 10 months. Okra is going to take 12 to 14 days to germinate. It'll be ready to harvest in 60 days after planting. So cucumber is going to take 7 to 14 days to germinate. It'll be ready to harvest 65 to 70 days. Sweet melon. So sweet melon is going to take 7 to 14 days to germinate, and it'll be ready to harvest in 120 days. Watermelon is going to take 10 to 14 days to germinate, and it'll be ready to harvest in 80 to 90 days. Now squash is going to take 7 to 14 days to germinate, and depending on the type of squash you're growing, it might take 80 to 110 days to harvest. So potatoes is going to take 10 to 3 weeks to germinate and be ready to harvest in 90 to 120 days. So you want to plant them when they got these buds on them. As you can see, this one have 3 different buds. So what you can do is you just cut the potato. So as you can see, all the buds is there. So you're just gonna now leave this in the sun till this dry up, and then you can plant these ones. Tomatoes. So tomatoes is gonna take 10 to 14 days to germinate, and it'll be ready to harvest in 65 to 80 days. Bell peppers. So bell peppers is gonna take 7 to 20 days to germinate, and it'll be ready to harvest in 100 to 120 days, or depending how fast your plant decides to give up flowers, and then when the fruit is ready you can just harvest. Chilies is going to take 7 to 20 days to germinate as well. Whenever your chili tree give flowers and you see the chili, you can just harvest when you're right. You can just harvest when you're ready to eat. Sunflowers can take 7 to 10 days to germinate, and they'll be ready to harvest in 120 days. So thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed what you saw, leave a like. Backyard out.